Yes, we'll have this is a translator, Mauricio.
You here? Oh, okay. Edward, hello, how's you?
He's just translating. Do you want to just talk to CJ?
Hey? Hello?
Hi, okay?
Edward.
Before we start, can I just check if there's any requirement for Russian translation? Any Russian journalists here? You may want to repeat that in Russian. You want to say it in Russian as well, just in case they don't understand?
Кому-нибудь нужен перевод на русский? Есть русские журналисты в зале?
No?
Day off.
Is there one?
Okay, no, there's not. There's not. In which case, we'll do the whole press conference in English with no translation. If you do want to ask a question, please raise your hand. This is all in as well. So, who wants to get us started with the first question? First question for Jan, and then we'll move on to the manager. Okay. Any questions for Jan?
Okay, Jan. Saw Toby Alderweireld out there training this morning. I'm sure you've missed having him alongside you, whether it's tomorrow night or potentially at Old Trafford on Sunday. You're looking forward to having your partner in crime back alongside you.
I'm very happy that Toby is back in training. Obviously, he's a great player. He's a friend, but I don't know. I don't decide when he's gonna play or not. But I think Eric Dyer has done brilliantly. So I'm just happy to see Toby back. Like I'm happy to see all the guys.
There'll be clearly you'll go out tomorrow night wanting to win the game, but it'll be quite a strange situation. There'll be a lot of Spurs fans in the stadium. We actually wouldn't mind seeing Spurs lose tomorrow night, but they see the Europa League as a bit of a distraction later in the year. Do you understand that viewpoint?
To be honest, I love playing in Europe. Obviously, I prefer to play in the Champions League, but I think we have the squad and the fitness to cope with 2 games a week, and I prefer to play 2 games a week than just one. So we will do everything to win that game, I think.
I suppose the flip side is that playing at Wembley later in the season will give you a chance to prepare for playing all of your league games there next season. Does it feel different playing at Wembley? Does it feel different to White Hart Lane?
It is a different stadium, but like you said, next year we're gonna play there every week, and or every 2 weeks, and then it's good to create a habit there and to show what we're capable of in Wembley as well.
Is there any more questions for Jan?
Can you put your finger on why Tottenham's Champions League form has been so different from the Premier League form over the last year or so?
No, not really. Obviously, the opponents are a bit different and a different style, but I think we just didn't play well. We should have done better. We all know that, and we try to turn it around tomorrow.
Nick.
Jan, how important is it to win against Wembley after the first 2 games you had so many problems at, to get that kind of record sorted, because as you say you're going to play there a lot?
Yeah, obviously we want to show everyone that it's not Wembley that's bothering us. It's a pitch, a big pitch that and a good pitch that should suit the style we play. So we know it's not a Wembley thing, and we wanna show that to the world to get that problem that people try to make out of this world.
Right, Setish.
Jan, is the atmosphere at White Hart Lane different from that at Wembley? And does that have any input into why you were having problems in the Champions League?
Obviously, the stadium is a lot bigger. There is it is different than White Hart Lane, but not in a bad way. I think it's always when there are more supporters, the atmosphere will be different. But like I said, it hasn't influenced our game in a negative way, I think.
And will you be taking the Europa League seriously after, or will you see this as a disappointment not to continue in the Champions League, and not take the Europa League seriously as a result?
No, I think we're very disappointed not to go through in the Champions League, but Tottenham is a team that wants to win trophies and wants to compete at the highest level, and I think the Europa League has shown that it's a good competition, and it's perfect competition for Tottenham to compete at the highest level, and hopefully to go through till the final or as far as possible.
Okay, take a question from Tom.
Yeah, you signed a new deal last week. I was wondering if there was anything in particular that made you extend your contract?
For me, it's a total picture. Obviously, there's a lot has changed since I came here 5 years ago, and in my opinion, it has only changed in a positive way. I moved here to the new training ground, a new manager, new staff, a lot of new players, and new mentality. And on the other side, my family is very happy here, and that's what I mean with a total picture. In 2 years, we're moving to the new stadium, and I think Tottenham, especially last year, has shown that they can compete with the biggest clubs in the league, and that's what every player wants at Tottenham. And I think that's why you've seen how many players have signed a new contract over the last couple of months, because they all believe in this club and in the technical staff, what is happening at the moment at Tottenham, and I think you've all seen it last year.
Would you be happy to finish your career here?
I think it's very hard to finish your career at this level, because it demands a lot of your body, but I will try, and I'm doing everything I can to stay as fit as possible to compete at this level for as long as I can. But like I said, there are not a lot of players who can play here till at 36, 37. But I will do my best to play here as long as I can. Yeah.
Okay, take one from Matt.
Yeah, it's a similar sort of question with you having signed your contract, but in your time here, a few years ago, this was a club that was, quite happy to be in the Europa League. In fact, we now talk about the Europa League as being a bit of a failure. It almost shows how far it's come, doesn't it, since you've been here?
I think that's a very positive thing. That's I think we as a club we raised our standards, and that's what we're all here for. Like I said, since the manager came here, we created a new mentality, and there's different things going on at this club, and which is very positive. And I think the fact that we're disappointed that we're out of the Champions League is a very positive thing, because eventually that's where we want to play, and I think where we belong as well.
Okay. Is there any more questions for Jan? No? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
it. Do you want to take it away? Wait for the door to close and we'll carry on. Perfect. Okay, can we just raise your hand if you want to ask the manager a question? Who'd like the first one? Jamie.
Mauricio, could you just check on the injuries, in particular Toby Alderweireld there at Manila?
Yes, Toby will be involved in the squad for tomorrow, and yes, happy. He's recovering well, and yes, will be on the squad. And then Ben Davies is maybe Thursday will be available for to be selected again, like Toby today. Maybe Ben. His recovery is very good, and Eric Lamela is still out, and maybe it's important to give or to send our support, because he have a problem with his family in Argentina, and he's traveling to Argentina last night, and we want to give to send a big support of him and his family. He have a problem with his brother, and we hope that it's not too bad, too seriously, but it's a issue that he needed to go to Argentina now, but he's still out from few.
And will Toby start tomorrow night? Because it's a perfect chance to give him some game time, isn't it, in a match which perhaps isn't as important as the game at Old Trafford on Sunday?
No, first of all, I think it's important for him after 2 months to be involved on the squad. I think tomorrow maybe he will be on the bench, and it's important for him start to recover all that feeling, no? And then we see if We decide that he will be on the starting 11 or not, on the bench again on Manchester United. But that is about performance, it's about feeling, it's about how we believe that or how we assess him.
Have you decided what sort of team you're going to play tomorrow night? Will it be,
Yes, of course, yes.
will it, you've got to keep one eye on the game at Old Trafford, don't you?
No. I think, like always, we need to be focusing, first of all, in the game that we have ahead. And I think the most important game is again Champions League tomorrow against CSKA. And we must win. We need to make Wembley our home. And I think it's not fair to blame again Wembley. I think that we didn't play well in both games, again Monaco and again Bayer Leverkusen. It's for that we are out of the Champions League, and we don't need to find excuses in another side. I think we didn't play well, and it's for that we are out, and it's a good opportunity to win the game tomorrow, to take the 3 points, and start another competition that the Europa League is important for the club, of course.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Jan. There may well be 60,000 Spurs fans there tomorrow night who would actually like to see their side lose because they don't really want to be in the Europa League. Do you understand that viewpoint?
No entiendo muy bien. Sí. No, I think our supporters never wanted that we lost the game. I think it's important to be involved in the Europa League. I think it's important for the club. And why not to think if we will be involved in the Europa League? Maybe it's a good opportunity to win some trophy. And I don't know why to think in different way and in a negative way. I think we need to be positive. Okay, we feel very disappointed that we cannot go further on the Champions League, but when it's another opportunity in different competition to be alive and try to win that trophy, why not? I am always positive. For me, it's important to be involved in the Europa League. It's for that tomorrow we need to we'll do the effort to try to win the game.
Richard, the reason people are not positive is because lots of messages come from managers saying how difficult it is.
From managers?
Yeah, to be successful.
Yes, but I am the manager of Tottenham. And I believe that it's important for the club to be involved on Europa League. I think we didn't play well in Champions League on Wembley, against Monaco and against Leverkusen. You can remember the games, and I think, but it's important for us to be involved in Europa League. I think, why not? Why not try to go further in that competition?
Can you tell us why it's important when people say it hurts your Premier League form? So why?
But last season we lost again Borussia Dortmund. We tried to go further. But do you know, now is not a moment to say, okay, only Premier League now, or FA Cup, or Europa League. I think we need to believe that in every competition that we'll start to play, that we can win.
So take a question from Satish, sorry, and then
Yes.
need everyone to raise their hand if they want to ask a question. Satish.
Mauricio,
Yes.
I asked a very similar question about whether it is fair that Champions League teams finishing third drop down into the Europa League. Does that keep that? And whether it devalued the Europa League. Now you are in the position of being a team potentially dropping down into the Europa League. I ask you again, do you think this is fair?
I don't remember what I told you. I don't know, it's the rule. We need to accept the rule in football, and it's like this. I don't know, I don't know if it's fair or not fair, but it's good that to take the opportunity to play in Europa League now when we are out of the Champions League. For us, I think it's very good.
Okay, David. And then
Mauricio, you've said various things about the Europa League, winning with Southampton, in your first season at Tottenham, but has your attitude towards the competition kind of changed a little bit? Maybe you feel a bit more able to cope with the competition, with the squad that you now have?
Now, with the Europa League? Yeah, I think yes. I think I explained in the last few weeks, or after to playing against Monaco, my feelings I explain and I show. And now I think it's after to be out of the Champions League is important for different reason. For different reason to first of all because I think we have the opportunity to play more games on Wembley. That the next season we will play a lot of games, and that is a great opportunity to take experience in Wembley, to make Wembley our home. That is, I think, is very important. And then for different reasons too, because for the squad it's important to be involved in different competitions. We have a lot of younger that maybe they need to play and live the experience to play in Europe. I think always is important that. And then is how I explain I think we cannot cope with the pressure and yes to be involved in two tough competitions like is Champions League, because it's completely different to Europa League. But now it's a good opportunity to show that we learn about our experience in Champions League and try, why not, Tottenham to go further in that competition, because always is good.
And just the fact that there is, if you were to win it,
Sorry?
if you were to win, or the team that wins, of course, does actually get into the Champions League.
Exactly. No, exactly. And always it's important to be positive. It's true that it will be tough to be involved in Europa League again, but if we cannot cope with the pressure to play in Champions League, or we don't show that we deserve on the end to be qualified for the Champions League, I think now our responsibility is to try to win tomorrow and go to the Europa League and try to do our job and try to go further in that competition. That is our responsibility.
Okay, Andy.
Richard, with Toby Alderweireld coming back,
Yes.
I wonder if you could help clear up the confusion for me, please. There's stories doing the rounds that he has a release clause for £25.4 million in his contract. There's talk of a new contract for him. It's all rather baffling, so I'd really appreciate your guidance on that.
No, I don't know the details on the player contract. No, but I think no one player have a clause release in England. That after 4 years here, I never hear that. It's for that maybe it's a detail that I really don't know.
But what about, talk of a new contract for him? Is there something
But do you know, I never. You need to wait. You need to wait what happened. Because I think it's a private matters. It's not a thing to discuss or to be open to discuss here. I think it's important in the moment that was Jan Vertonghen before, or another player like Harry Kane, and always we communicate very, very soon, as soon as possible. But that always are private matter, and I think it's not good to talk here in public.
Okay, so a question from Matt and then Darren.
Mauricio, there's been obviously lots of questions about trying to juggle Europe and Europe.
Yes.
Can I turn the question round slightly? How much of an advantage this season at the moment do Chelsea and Liverpool have being involved in no European competition?
I don't know because because always is if we are talking about that and we say it's an advantage. They are now like Liverpool is in Barcelona to spend some time, and you never know. If it's better or not.
The only other time Liverpool nearly won the league was when they weren't in any.
Yes, maybe it's an advantage. Maybe yes. But I want next season. I want to be involved in Champions League again. It's for me. If you say to me, okay, you will be next season fighting for the Premier League, but only playing Premier League. I say I want to be involved in the next Champions League. For that, we will fight for that because for the big size like us or like Liverpool or Chelsea, I think don't be involved in European competition always is difficult.
Okay, Darren.
Mauricio, ever since you signed Toby, you've been fantastic for the club and the best defensive record during the best last season. Can you talk about how big a player he is? I know all of your players are important, but how big a player he is?
I think that was when we signed him. We are finding different quality in him, and I think he add to the team and the squad. It's true that like today is Wanyama, he fit very well too, like Victor today, and I think become a very important player for the team.
Is he comparable to the best defenders in the Premier League? Are there any better that you see in the Premier League right now?
Well, I think always, for me, my players are the best, always, and I cannot say nothing negative. I think he's one of the best central defender on Premier League. He showed last season his quality, and I think I don't need to explain too much. No, but I think you can see last season how he behaved on the pitch.
Okay, take two more. One from Tom and then one from David.
Mauricio,
Yes.
to win the Europa League, potentially you'd have to win only 5 matches. In that way, could it be easier to get to the Champions League through the Europa League than through the Premier League, which you've always said is the toughest competition in the world?
You confuse me because it's through like this. Please, your help. Yes. Okay, sorry. Yes, agree. But at the same time, to play 5 games or to win 5-6 games will be difficult, no? Because you compete with very good club in Europe. But it's true. It's a shorter way to go to the next Champion League, of course. Okay. One possibility more. Yes.
David, last one.
People often talk about how the Thursday night, Sunday cycle of the Europa League is problematic, and it's often hard to explain exactly why.
Yes, but for us it was hard to play Tuesday and Wednesday. On Wednesday, we are out of the Champions League, and yes, always it's harder to play Thursday and Sunday, but
Why is that? I was just going to ask. It seems so difficult.
I think it's psychological because you need to wait Sunday 4 o'clock or some time to play. Your habit or our habit now is on Premier League is to play Saturday 3 o'clock. That is the best I think time to play football. But it's always difficult because Thursday travel, you back maybe late on the morning on Friday, and it's always is difficult and it's tougher.
But how is that different from Wednesday, Saturday? If you had a Champions League game on Wednesday night, say.
It's too difficult to explain because it's not a factor of that we can show and prove. No, I think it's more psychological than another thing to find.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you. Wow, it was very hot here. Thank you. Thank you.